Hello. Welcome on back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today we're going to have a lot of fun and bring it on back to the good old days of full glamour. I'm doing this all in partnership with Sephora, so big thank you to Sephora for sponsoring today's video. And without further ado, if you want to learn how I created this look right here, then keep on watching. So to begin, I'm using the ELEMIS Superfood Facial Oil to prep our model skin with. This has a different slip and grip to it than what we see in a typical facial oil. It looks incredible underneath makeup, and that's probably the reason why it's one of my favorite products from this brand. It's really nice. Next up, I'm using the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Priming Stick and kind of just tapping this in around the nose. This is going to help smooth and blur, but most importantly, control the oil and shine throughout the day in these areas. For foundation, I'm using the Fenty Soft Lit Luminous Foundation. This has been in my, top 5 favorite dewy foundations for some time now. And it's one I definitely recommend checking out during their Sephora Savings event. It feels lightweight, it wears beautifully, and it's just such a delicious formula to work with. I kind of scatter it on and take my time pressing it into the skin with a beauty blender for a natural finish. And if I need to add on more, then I'll do so, but I keep going back to the blender to make sure we're keeping the layers thin and lightweight. For concealer today, I'm actually using the HAUS Labs Triclone Skin Tech Concealer in 2 different shades. A lighter one to highlight the face, and a deeper one to bronze and contour the face. You'll see that I apply the highlighter first, then the bronzer, and then come back to my sponge to blend the two together. Well, not blend the two together, but to blend them in their own little areas. And I promise, even though this may look a little intense at first, it will blend out to look seamless. Blending is actually my favorite part of the process. So while I have the footage up to watch, let's break down the details of the Sephora Savings event. It's currently happening as we speak, and it ends on April 14th. Rouge members receive 20% off beginning on April 4th, while VIBs receive 15% off and insiders 10% off, both beginning on April 8th. Also, you can use the code SAVEMORE to shop online or in store. And I do want to say the Sephora collection, their products are 30% off, which is such a great deal. So if you aren't already, I highly encourage you sign up to become a part of their Beauty Insider program. I'll put a link down below along with all this information. And yeah, of course, as always, I'll put the links down below for all the products I used today, since everything I'm using to create this look can be found in Sephora or on Sephora.com. So yeah, now that we're all caught up, can we take a moment for this complexion? It's soft, it's sculpted and defined. Now, moving right along, I'm taking this Patrick Ta Beauty blush in the shade She's the Moment and popping the cream right onto the apples of the cheeks. I love, love, love this color. In fact, I think of all the blush shades he has, this is one of the most slept on. It's fun, it's flirty, it brightens up the cheeks, and once we pop on the powder formula later on, you'll really get to see it at its full potential. But before we get to that, let's set these products into place using the One Size translucent setting powder. I like to pour this into the palm of my hand. By the way, this goes for any setting powder, not just the One Size. But I'll pour it into my hand. I tap the powder puff into it, and then I lightly roll this onto the skin. It's kind of a press and roll technique, and the puff I'm using here is the Sephora Collection Powder Puff. These are really great and quite affordable too. I'd recommend picking up a few of these so you can keep one in your purse or, one in your car. So you always have something to touch up your makeup with throughout the day. But yeah, anyways, I start with setting the under eyes first. You got to see there what a big difference the powder makes by blurring the skin. And then I move on to powdering the rest of the face. I think more than anything, it's important to point out how little powder I'm using to start with. I think people associate powder with having a cakey finish. And honestly, if you're using the right technique and formula of powder, it should never look cakey or dry ever. So I always start with just enough powder to mattify and set the liquid products, and then I'll use the baking technique. Otherwise, if we just go right into the baking on top of wet foundation or concealer, yes, I mean it's going to leave a cakey result. And by the way, that doesn't mean you even have to bake like I am here today. This technique isn't for everyone. But when I glam, I glam. You know what I mean? Like the natural, no makeup look has been a moment for the last few years, but I am ready to bring it back to the full-on contouring, smoky eye, lashes, glossy lip, big hair, don't care, glamour days. This is where my passion for makeup will always be, and I'm always so grateful when I have a model such as Eileen who loves the full glam as much as I do. Clearly she's gorgeous without all this, but I don't know. I just love makeup. I do. I really do. This is my happy place. So anyway, I'm rambling, of course, but I feel like we've gotten this baking placement looking really good. So let's move on to the brows. Using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This is such a staple brow product for myself and so many artists. Its formula is great, the application is easy, and it gets the job done every time. For Eileen, I'm just being light-handed with this, filling in the sparse areas of the brow for a more defined, sculpted result, but still looking quite soft and polished. Now, once I get to a good place with this, I'll take the Refi Brow Gel to set the hairs into place. I've recommended the brow gel for some time now because it doesn't get crunchy at all. You know what I mean by that? It's like a wax gel hybrid. So in addition to the hold you get, the brows remain hydrated and soft. Moving on, let's start on the eyes using this cream brown shade from the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions palette. And I'm going to use this as a base on the upper lid. So that means laying down the pigment with a flat brush and then blending it up and out with a fluffy blending brush. By the way, there's no eyeshadow on the fluffy brush. It's completely clean. We're going to add shadow on top, but this is just to start smoking that cream up and out, which makes for a really great start to this dramatic smoky eye. Now, for the powder eyeshadow, I'm using a dark neutral brown shade here. It's from the Makeup by Mario Moonlight palette, but you can use any matte brown eyeshadow you have. What's important to take away from this, though, is that we're using the powder shadow to set the cream into place, packing it on and then following the same step of using a clean eyeshadow brush to blend this up and out before following the very same process for the lower lash line. Keep in mind, this is where you can put your own twist on this. You can switch out the colors or, maybe not smoke it out as much if you want a more natural look. But listen, my motto of the day is to go big or go home. The smokier, the better. So I'm really, really happy with how this is coming along. Okay, to amp this glam up even more, I'm taking this Patrick Ta eyeshadow duo, I'm popping this right on top of the lid and kind of scattering these reflects by blending it up and out towards the brow bone with a blending brush. Now that I think about it, I think I recommended this in my last Sephora video, but still, all these months later, I use them all the time. I mean, they just take the glam to a whole other level. Don't you think? It's so stunning. Anyway, let's pop on some mascara. I'm using the Lancôme Big Volumizing Mascara because it does such a nice job at amplifying the lashes. I think Lancôme does mascara really well anyway. You can't go wrong with any of their mascaras, but to take it even further, I am going to pop on just a couple falsies. I'm using today the velour extensions because they're quite dense. It's not a full strip lash, but just clusters. So only a couple are needed to get that chunky, dramatic, open-eyed effect I'm going for. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up the other eye off camera and then head back to the complexion to dust off the baking powder, and you'll see how it leaves behind this brightened, airbrushed effect to the areas we had applied it. Not sure if you remember, but earlier on in the tutorial, I had mentioned that we'd be coming back to the Patrick Ta blush. Well, here it is. I'm using the powder formula now, and you see how it adds that pop of color to the apples of the cheeks. I think this shade is so incredibly flattering, especially on those with medium to tan skin tones. Next up, for a little glow, I'm using this Dior Backstage Highlighter Quad. You know, I had to include this product somehow today because I had been wanting this for at least 2 years. And for some reason, I could never justify the price tag. But finally, during the last Sephora savings event, I decided to just finally cave in and go for it and get the highlighter. And I'm really, really happy I did. I use it almost every day. It's not blinding, but it's just a soft, dewy highlight that gives the skin that lived-in glow. So I 100% recommend this. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, for the lips, we're going to use 2 shades of the Sephora Collection Cream Lip Stains. The darker shade being 76, which I'm using to line the lips with, and then I'll use the lighter shade 69 in the center. If there is anything, and I'm talking anything, I suggest you look into from the Sephora Collection, it's these cream lip stains. They're long-lasting. There are a ton of different shades to choose from. Being that it's a liquid formula, we're able to get a sharp and defined lip line, and they dry down to a soft matte finish if that's your thing. I usually throw on a lip gloss on top, but I love using these as a base because they last so much longer than the standard cream lipstick formula. And it goes without saying that they blend quite easily before they dry down. You see how these 2 shades complement each other so well? I think it looks perfect. Now, the gloss I'm going to use is from Lawless. It's in the shade Glazed, and look at how this completely transforms the finish and the vibe. The shade isn't packed with lots of color, which is perfect because we're not looking to cover up the lipstick, but it has that frosty shimmer particle in the formula that makes the lips look so shiny and pouty. By the way, real quick, I'm going to head back to the body using the Patrick Ta Glow Balm in the shade She's on Vacation and glide this right on top for that glossy, right off the beach glow. I feel like I've been using a lot of Patrick Ta product today, which it wasn't intentional. It just kind of worked out that way. I reached for his products a lot, but yeah, once everything is done, we can finish up by using my favorite One Size Until Dawn setting spray to set and lock this makeup look into place, making this the final step in how we created this glamorous look on our naturally beautiful model. I hope you all enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, be sure to give this video a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can check out more of my work on my Instagram at Painted by Spencer. And until next time, I'll see you soon.